Hi Class 2, hope you're okay. As promised, here is our class read, Naughty Amelia Jane, which I said I would video and send to you all. So get yourselves comfortable with your parents or brothers and sisters, whoever's at home, and enjoy. So we got up to Amelia Jane up the chimney. Into the nursery where naughty Amelia Jane lived came a little black kitten one day. Its eyes were green, its tail was fat and long, and its little paddy paws were like velvet. All the toys loved the kitten at once, but Amelia Jane loved it most of all. How she cuddled it, how she fussed it, how she stroked it from ears to tail tip and tickled it under its chin. The kitten belonged to the housekeeper. It was a pretty gentle little thing, and it let the toys do what they liked with it. The teddy found it a buttery crumb to nibble. The clockwork clown turned head over heels 7 times running to make it laugh. Tom found the doll's hairbrush and brushed its fur till it shone. But Amelia Jane wanted the kitten all to herself. She pushed away the other toys, and she was bigger than they were. They fell down, flop. That was the worst of Amelia. She was always so rough. I want this kitten, said Amelia Jane. Tiddles, Tiddles, purr to me and to no one else. You are very selfish, said Tom. Amelia Jane stuck out her elbow and pushed him again. Down he went, flip, flop. You couldn't do anything with Amelia Jane when she was feeling like that. This kitten is mine when it comes into our nursery, said Amelia. Nobody else is to play with it. Well, the kitten quite enjoyed being made a fuss of by Amelia, but it did want to play with the other toys sometimes. Amelia just wouldn't let it. She caught it and put it on her knee to stroke as soon as it ran over to Tom or Teddy. One day, Amelia Jane thought she would like to dress the kitten up in clothes out of the doll's chest of drawers. Quite a lot of clean doll's clothes were kept there. It was really rather exciting to pull open the drawers and see the dear little coats and dresses, the fussy little bonnets with the ribbons on, the socks and the shoes of all colours. Amelia Jane pulled out the whole lot. She would, of course. Just look at that, groaned Tom. Untidy creature. She'll never put those clothes back again neatly. We shall have to do it. Amelia Jane soon had all the clothes on the floor. She wondered which would fit the black kitten. What fun to dress her up, she thought. This dress will fit you nicely, Tiddles, she said, picking up a little red frock. Oh, you will look sweet in it. And this yellow coat will fit you too. And this little bonnet with ribbons. Oh, what a darling kitten you will look. Meow, said Tiddles, not at all liking the idea of being dressed up by Amelia Jane. Meow, I'm off. She shot to the nursery door, but Amelia Jane was too quick. She reached out her hand and caught poor Tiddles. You come here, she said. I'm going to make you look really sweet. There she is, catching the kitten. Well, Tiddles had to sit and be dressed up. First, Amelia put the little red frock and did all the buttons up. Then she put on the yellow coat. She tied a ribbon round Tiddles' waist, and then she put the bonnet on Tiddles' little black head and tied it on firmly. There, she said. You are now a little dolly cat. You look lovely. Look, everybody. Do we think Tiddles likes being dressed up like that? Everybody came to look. They couldn't help thinking that Tiddles really did look rather sweet, but Tiddles hated it. She struggled and wriggled and tried her hardest to scrape off the bonnet. She didn't like anything over her ears. She couldn't hear properly. Now you shall look after yourself, Tiddles, said Amelia Jane, and she carried the dressed-up kitten to the big mirror. The kitten looked at herself, and when she saw herself looking so very strange, with a bonnet on her ears and a coat and a dress hiding her black fur, she was afraid. Meow, it isn't me, she said in a fright, and she rushed away to go downstairs to the housekeeper, but Amelia Jane pushed the door shut. You're not to go away, Tiddles, she said. We want to see you walking about nicely in your new clothes. But that was just what Tiddles couldn't and wouldn't do. She caught sight of herself in the mirror again and ran off in terror. She was so frightened that she meant to get out of the nursery somehow. But how could she? The door was shut and the window was shut. Where can I go? Mewed poor Tiddles. Now, it was summertime, so there was no fire in the nursery gate. Tiddles leapt over the guard, and in a moment she scrabbled up the chimney and was gone. The toys stared at one another in alarm. What would happen to Tiddles up the chimney? Are you all right, Tiddles? Called Tom, sticking his head up the chimney. No, wailed poor Tiddles, who was more frightened than ever up the dark chimney. She daren't go up and she daren't go down. Poor Tiddles. The toys turned fiercely on naughty Amelia Jane. It's your fault, said Teddy. You would dress her up and frighten her just to amuse yourself. Now what are we to do? Ah, wailed Tiddles up the chimney. I know, we'll make Amelia Jane go up the chimney and fetch Tiddles, cried Tom. That's what we'll do. I won't go, said Amelia Jane. Oh, yes, you will, said Teddy. Come on, everyone, push Amelia Jane up the chimney. But they couldn't get the big doll to go. She just wouldn't be pushed. Just as the toys were going to have another push at Amelia, someone opened the nursery door. It was the housekeeper. The toys at once lay down flat on the floor and kept quite still. I wonder where that kitten of mine is, said the housekeeper, looking round the nursery. I thought I heard him meowing up here. Ah, wailed Tiddles from the chimney. The housekeeper looked astonished. I believe she's up the chimney, she said. Then someone called her from downstairs and she hurried away. Now Amelia Jane, although she really was a very naughty doll, was feeling most uncomfortable about poor Tiddles, for she was fond of her. As soon as the housekeeper had gone, she ran across to the fireplace, climbed over the guard and looked up the chimney. I'm going up the chimney to rescue Tiddles, she said to the surprised toys. I'm not going because you tried to push me up. I'm going because I don't like Tiddles to be frightened. Here she is looking up the chimney. She's decided to do a nice thing to go and rescue Tiddles, even though she was the one who put her there. And up the chimney went Amelia Jane. The toys listened to her scrabbling her way up the long, dark, sooty chimney. Bits of soot fell down and one hit Teddy on the nose. That chimney wants sweeping, he said. Looks as if Amelia is sweeping it, said Tom, as another bit of soot rolled down. At last, Amelia Jane reached Tiddles, who sat in a sooty corner trembling. Amelia Jane put her arm round the kitten and hugged her. I'll help you down, she said. But dear me, that wasn't easy. Amelia Jane lost her way in the chimney, which joined all sorts of other chimneys here and there. Tiddles clung to her with all her claws, and Amelia felt as if she was being pricked with 20 needles. Now, very soon the housekeeper came into the nursery again, and who do you suppose was with her? The sweep. Yes, the housekeeper told him a kitten was up the chimney, and he said he would try to sweep her out very gently. He screwed on the handles of his big brush one after another, and the brush went higher and higher and higher up the chimney. Amelia Jane heard it coming. She didn't know the chimney was being swept. The toys had all rushed into the cupboard when they heard the housekeeper and the sweep coming upstairs. They hadn't had time to tell her anything. "Oh, what's this coming up the chimney?" suddenly said Amelia, as she dimly saw something black and hairy coming nearer and nearer. She didn't know it was the sweep's round black bush. "Oh, it's got whiskers, it's touching me, it's pushing me." Poor Amelia Jane. She was just as frightened as the kitten had been when it first ran up the chimney. She couldn't get away from the brush. It lifted her and the kitten up and up. It's caught me, wept Amelia. I didn't know a whiskery thing lived in chimneys." The brush swept Amelia Jane and the kitten right out of the chimney and into the air. The kitten fell to the roof on its feet and made its way carefully down to the kitchen, where the housekeeper took off the doll's clothes in much astonishment. Amelia didn't fall on her feet because she wasn't a cat, but a doll. Yeah, out the top of the chimney. She slid down the roof. She hung for a moment in the gutter. She fell over the gutter, down, 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 and into the prickly holly bush that grew just below. Ow! Yelled Amelia, for the holly bush pricked her well. She scrambled out somehow and after a long time got back to the nursery. But when she crept in at the door, what a fright she gave the toys. She was covered in soot from head to toe. Her face and arms were pricked and scratched. Ooh, yelled the toys and rushed and shut themselves in the cupboard. What is it? What is it? It's me, Amelia Jane, said Amelia in a small voice. I've come back. Well, you look dreadful, said Teddy, sticking his head out of the cupboard. For goodness sake, undress, have a bath and put on some clean clothes. So Amelia did. But the clothes in the doll's chest were much too small for her, and she did look funny walking about in things belonging to the baby doll. I shall be good in the future, said Amelia Jane, but I don't believe it. Do you? Enjoy.